High in the snow-covered mountains of Norway, Eldsvann Falls cascaded like liquid silver, its beauty otherworldly. But the villagers of Idstall feared it. Legends spoke of ghostly fairies in the mist, souls of the lost who lured people to their disappearance. In autumn of 1998, Elena Martens, a travel writer, arrived in Idstall. She had heard the whispers of the cursed waterfall and wanted to see it for herself. When she mocked the legend, an old woman, Ingrid, warned, "The falls have a hunger. Do not let them see you." The next morning, Elena hiked to the waterfall. The deeper she went into the dense forest, the quieter it became. No birds, no rustling leaves, only the distant roar of falling water. When the trees opened into a clearing, she saw Eldsvann Falls. The waterfall was breathtaking. Its mist glowed in the sunlight. The water seemed alive. Elena stood frozen, unable to look away. Then the mist thickened. A figure emerged, a woman, pale as moonlight, her silver hair floating like silk. "You have come far," the woman whispered, her voice melodic, haunting. Elena's heart pounded. She tried to speak, but the woman raised a finger to her lips. "No words. Only stay. Watch. Listen." Behind her, more figures appeared, their eyes empty. Time stopped. The fairies danced, their whispers like wind chimes. Elena's camera slipped from her hands. "Stay with us," the fairy whispered. "You belong here now." Elena felt her body fading, her fingers turning transparent. A voice screamed, "Run." The spell broke. Elena gasped, her body solid again. She turned and ran, crashing through the trees, her breath ragged, her mind numb with fear. Behind her, the whispers turned into shrieks. Elena stumbled back into the village. The locals gathered, whispering in fear. Ingrid grabbed her. "Did you see them?" Elena nodded, trembling. Then Ingrid asked, "Who screamed for you?" Elena froze. She had been alone. Elena researched past disappearances. Hundreds had vanished near Eldsvann Falls, except for one man, Elias Nygaard. She found him in the village, an old man with haunted eyes. "You heard the voice," he whispered. "Then they still have him." Elias told a story. 70 years ago, he and his brother, Johannes, had visited the falls. They had both seen the fairies, but only Elias escaped. "Johannes screamed for me to run," Elias whispered, "but I left him there." Elias's hands shook. Johannes never left. His soul is trapped in the falls. He saves those he can, but he can't save himself. Elena knew. The voice that saved her was Johannes. He was still there. Determined to set him free, Elena returned to Eldsvann Falls at dawn. This time, she carried a candle and a mirror. The mist swirled. The air grew still. "Johannes," she whispered. A shadow stepped forward. A man appeared, hazy, half-transparent, his eyes filled with sorrow. "You came back," he whispered. "It's time to go," Elena said. The fairies shrieked, their song turning to wails. Johannes reached for her hand. The mist howled, the fairies' forms twisting in rage. Johannes vanished into light, his soul finally free. The waterfall's whispers faded. For the first time in centuries, Eldsvann Falls was silent. When Elena returned, Elias was waiting. "He's gone," she said. Elias wept. The village felt lighter, the air clearer. But something felt wrong. That night, as she packed, she noticed something strange. Elena looked in the mirror. Her reflection wasn't there. Behind her, in the window, a woman with silver hair watched and smiled, because the falls never let anyone go.